Hi Leo, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth, I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader, and this, my darlings, is your Sun, Moon and Stars reading for February into March 2020. We're going to look at three distinct areas. We're going to start with your Divine Masculine, or the Sun part of your section, which covers all your actions and experiences in the month of February. We'll then move on to the Moon section of your reading, which is all about your Divine Feminine, and that's everything on the inside, your emotions, your feelings, your intuition, and also what might be hidden from your immediate view, from your conscious mind. And then finally, we've got the Stars section of your reading, which is where you are headed at the end of the month and in the beginning of March. Now, that for those reasons as well, it's a really good idea to check out your moon signs, your rising signs, your Venus signs, because it can really give you lots of information about the things that you're going to be dealing with and how you can approach them. Okay, my darlings, without further ado, I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera, and then we'll get started on your reading. Okay, my darling, card at the base of the reading, Leos, is the Five of Wands. This is a card of change. Now, change, number 5 on the Tree of Life is Jabera, which is power. And when I was meditating a few years ago on that term, on the Tree of Life, it dawned on me that power is about deconstruction and reconstruction. It's about transformation, and it's transformation through destruction, really. And destruction means that we're getting rid of things, we're destroying things, parts of ourselves, and then we are reconstructing them and rebuilding ourselves. And this is what really this card ultimately represents. Now, people talk about it meaning conflict, but that's because the changes are already beginning from inside you. Okay, inside you is the feeling of you want to change, or things are about to change, or things are going to change, or you want to make things change, or you're changing. That's already percolating inside you. And over the next 6 weeks, we're going to start to see that manifested in the world. We're going to start to see some of those changes. Now, your card at the base of the reading is really the perspective that you need to see this next couple of weeks through. So let's have a look then in detail at February, and let's look at the actions and experiences that you can be expecting to face this month. Okay, so we've got the Lovers, we've got this, oh my god, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it's an 8, I'll laugh. I'll start singing steps. I'm afraid it's not an 8. It's it's the High Priestess and then the Page of Pentacles. So this is very interesting, isn't it? Actions and experiences. So we have the experience of, let me talk about this as an individual card before we talk about other people, okay? So, and how this is going to affect you. Now, you are divine, you're divine masculine, divine feminine. Divine masculine, the divine masculine you is your ego, the part of you that goes out in the world and has experiences i.e. the sun, linked to the sun, you know, everything that's out in the world, the things that we see, the things that we encounter, etc. The divine feminine, represented by Eve here, Adam and Eve, darling. The divine feminine is the impact of the external experiences on you. What do they have? What do you understand because of these external experiences? What do you know? What do you learn? What does it teach you? How does it make you feel? How does it make you see yourself? How does it make you see other people? What are your instincts telling you? That's what your divine feminine is about, okay? We're going to talk about divine feminine in a second. That's what we mean when we talk about divine feminine. So with the number 6 and the Lover's card, it's the union of those two sides of ourselves. It's the fact that those two are connected and linked, along with the divine. You can call that universe, you can call that God, you can call that angel. It's not actually an angel. Can't remember off the top of my head what the angel is actually called, but it is in this instance. Anyway, I digress. Basically what I'm saying is there's a union happening for you as an individual in the month of February. Now, this is interesting because of where it is, because it's in your actions and in experiences. And I never really predict stuff like this unless it's a personal reading. And you ask me directly, should I marry this person or shall I whatever. And then I tell you. But otherwise, I don't usually predict like that in general readings. However, because of its position, so this is actions and experiences, lovers, this means that some of you could be encountering a new relationship. It does mean, now my mum's a Leo, so I don't want to think about that, but anyway. But you know, my mum's partner died. I told you, Leo, my mum's partner passed away a few months ago, early this year. So you know, she is single, but you know, she's, don't know if she's ready to mingle. I don't know, we'll have to see what anyway, I digress. But it could, because of its position, it could mean you know, for some people, it's that love coming into your life. You could encounter new love. For everyone else, if it's not that, it's about you. It's about the appreciation of yourself, the appreciation of the experiences that you've had in the world, and understanding how they have helped you become the person that you are. That's what this card, the unity of this card, that's what this card, the Lovers, represents, okay? Also linked to Gemini as well. And then we have, so actions and experiences, as I said, so that is you understanding and appreciating what you've been through, you know, recognizing the significance of your experiences and how they've created this person that you see in the mirror today, okay? It's related to the 6th chakra as well, the affirmation of which is I know and I think. And it's all about your that divine feminine aspect of life is the Lovers card and the number 6. Then we move on to the number 7, so there's progress here. So for some of you, if you just look at just these 3 cards, without, not these, but these, we can say and infer, yeah, okay, relationships, that could be happening for some of you. And if it was my mum, for example, she'd hate me talking, she doesn't watch these videos anyway. My mum, she might be like, right, you know, I'm gonna get, she's encounters a new relationship and she puts effort into this relationship, but she's uncertain about it. But that's maybe because, you know, my mum's partner just passed away not long ago. So, you know, she might, of course, she might be feeling this way. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about with mum. Anyway, this is... Sorry. Anyway, 7 of Pentacles. So Pentacles energy is where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. That's what it represents. It's the earth element, the element of earth, okay? So the element of things manifested. And then number 7 is the number of mystery, darling. Also happens to be my master number. So I can tell you a lot about number 7. It's understanding, it's trying to understand. It's asking questions. Why am I doing this? Why do I want this? Why do I do that? Why have I said that? Why does this happen? Da, da, da. It's all these different questions. That's what number 7 is, okay? And number 7, if you look, the affirmation for number 7 is I am, I understand, because we want to understand with number 7. So for you, it's about understanding, Leo, in the month of February. Where am I putting my energy and effort? How am I responding to that? How is it making me feel? So again, we're talking to ourselves, we're listening to ourselves, our what's going on externally for us is helping us to look within. And that's because we're going through this. You're going through change. You're going through some changes on a personal level, on a maybe with regards to your identity, maybe with regards to how you see yourselves. Remember, we're in we've been evolving since 2016, the culmination of which, as we all know, was 2019, and all those eclipses which left us all wiped out and, crazed. But 2020 is about establishing a new you, a new who you are. And by new, we mean a more authentic you. We mean a truer version of yourself. We're constantly refining that in 2019 and in 2020, and you're well on track for doing that. And that's where these changes are coming in. And then we have the Empress, and this is just again to further drive the point home. Number 3, this is linked to the Sun, and the Sun is all about being happy, being you in the world. It's all about action, obviously. It's about being happy, being you in the world, and appreciation of yourself, appreciation of and it's wisdom, and it's expansion, and it's time, and it's growth. And growth, by growth we mean spiritual growth, spiritual compassion, having compassion for yourself, understanding that, growing sense of compassion, growing sense of joy even, and of feeling good about yourself, and of appreciating who you are and what you've achieved, etc. This is what number 3 links to. It's linked to the 3rd chakra, which the affirmation for which is I can and I do. So this is about your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and your ability to manifest. Really, this is what this card's about. You've got to be able to appreciate what you are, where you are today. That's what you've got to appreciate. Where am I today? Wow. Why am I here today? Well, I'm here because this happened, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened. And even the bad things, doesn't matter whether you perceive them to be bad or good, they're all you, because your divine masculine has those experiences, and your divine feminine learns from those experiences. And so whatever the experience is, I see everything as neutral. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. We see it as good or bad as humans, but it's neutral, because actually ultimately they all contribute to the person that you are. And it's those type of understandings that you're not grappling with, but that you're coming to terms with, or that you're seeing in the month of February. You're discussing with yourself, or you're questioning this month, which is a beautiful thing to see, because you're actually putting time, energy and effort into understanding yourself. Now, I don't want to talk about my mum, bang on about my mum, but she's got 8, there's 8 of us, 8, I've got 7 brothers and sisters, and she did what she should have done all her life. The things that you should do, you get married, you raise a family, you work hard, you create a home, etc. She did all those things. And obviously in life things change and things happen, and what actually teaches you, what life teaches you is, it's great to have all these kids, and it's great to she loves us all, obviously. It's great to have these children. She's very happy, my mummy. She loves me. She bought me this. She's very happy, my mummy. She's a lovely woman. But she's got to think about herself as well. And this is like you have to have, however you apply it, this is the application of energy in order to manifest security here, the Pentacles energy. However or wherever you apply your energy this month in February, it's a shift and a change for you. So my mum, she's always there for us, she's always there for us, she's always there for us, she'll do anything for us, anything for anyone. But I hope that this means that she's going to start to give herself a bit more, be nicer to herself, be kinder to herself. I hope that's where she gives her energy. And where you give your energy, I don't know. But you're starting to do that with the Page of Pentacles. Pages, all the queens, kings, they all represent aspects of change that we must go through. So this is a new thing for you. It's new to start to value yourself in this way, for example, or it's new for you to start to think about love in a certain way, or think about the relationship that you're in this way. But it's time for you to shift. This is part of the evolution we've all been going through, so you're not alone in that. There could be love for some people, there could be love, could be relationships. Why are you in this relationship? Is this what you want? Is it for real? who do you want? Do you want to be single? Whatever. It could be that type of thing. There could be love for people. Oh my word. So we've got the Two of Swords. So this is what's going on beneath the surface for you, what you're understanding, what you're learning, what you're coming to terms with, how you're feeling in the month of February. And we've got the Two of Swords first of all. So beneath the surface for you, your divine feminine is like, you are feeling, not the word, it's not stuck, it's unwilling to accept something, or unwilling to change something. You're in a way, I keep wanting to talk about my mum. So for example, if my mum did meet someone, right, she's not looking, but anyway, she did meet someone, she might feel like, is this the right thing to do? Because, you know, my partner, I won't say his name, passed away it was only 6 months ago, you know, is it the right thing for me to do? And even though she knows, even though in deep down in her heart, she might think, I actually do want to meet this, I actually do want to spend time with this person. This is her refusing to tell her mind that, refusing to accept that consciously. The sword energy is related to your conscious mind, your thoughts, your awareness. That's what the swords are related to, and also your communication, what you say, how you think, how you speak, etc. That's what the sword energy is related to. And number twos are related to commitments, partnerships, duality, balance. And so when we have this, it's as if we're committed to a way of thinking, even if that way of thinking is blinding us to the truth of what we really think. I used to say, when I talked about the sword energy, thoughts, mind, clarity, consciousness, communication, what we say and think, and what we allow ourselves to say and to think. And sometimes we can know the truth in our head. We can know the truth, but we refuse to allow ourselves to acknowledge to ourselves that we know the truth. That's the Two of Swords. And that's some of how you're feeling in the month of February. But do not despair, my darling Leos, because you also are gaining that balance. You know, when you, this is not, I'm not going to mention my mum again, but I feel like I want to keep talking to about my mum. But when you do this type of, this type of inner conflict with yourself, and what it actually does ultimately is it stabilizes us. Ultimately it stabilizes us. It creates balance. This is the number 6. I've already talked about the number 6, so I won't labour the point. And I've already talked about Pentacles with the 7. So this is the card, for shorthand, we call this the card of reciprocity. It means that the energy that we've been, how you feel, how you're going to be feeling in the month of February, is that this, however confusing it is, however challenged you are by potentially new love, or potentially this way of accounting for your feelings and listening to your feelings, for example, or, you know, over everyone else's, that actually this is a balancing process, that ultimately this is something that's going to help you to feel a lot more secure. And that's because there's no point, you know, you can't live for other people. This is why I say, you know, for those people that follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram and on Facebook, and I wrote, you can't change the world by trying to change the world. I mean, and that's it. People have been trying to change the world since the world started, and it hasn't worked. It doesn't work because the world is made up of people, and people have their own worlds going on. And so we have to focus on us, and you have to focus on you. You have to focus on your emotions. You have to focus on your ideas. You have to focus on your beliefs. You have to focus on your reality in order to bring about change. And it's that's going on at the moment. That's what's going on at the moment for you in February. And for all the fire signs, actually, it's interesting. If you look at the other fire signs, it's like they're quite wishy-washy in a sense, the readings, in a sense of, because that's really what you're going to be experiencing. When we go through these types of shifts in our perspectives, shifts in our identity, when our reality starts to shift slightly. So for example, I've always believed, this isn't true, I've always believed that the sky is green, but oh my gosh, someone has just proved to me that the sky is in fact blue. And I'm 37 years old. This is not true, obviously. Well, that is. I'm 37 years old and I never knew that the sky was actually blue. Wow, this blows my mind. When you're in that space of, imagine like always believing one thing and then suddenly knowing something else for a fact, it makes your head spin a little bit. It makes you question things. And that's a completely natural reaction. But also what it does ultimately is it helps to balance you out. And so that's where you're going. You're going to a place, I'm sure by the end of Feb and by March, the beginning of March, that you're in a place where you are feeling a lot more stable, a lot more secure. It's not as if this is an unstable reading. It's just about change. It's about change of perspective. It's about change of how you see yourself. You should be treating yourself better, or you should be treating other people better. However you are in your life, there's a shift coming. You know, there's also this a self-appreciation, self card. You know, this is really understanding where you want to exert your energy. Where you want to exert your energy in order to manifest security, the security that you want. This is you focusing on the good within you, or that thing within you that is helping you to change, that is helping you to grow. That is recognizing that there is something there worth your time and attention, recognizing that my feelings matter, or my security matters, or my self-worth is important. This is you recognizing that in the month of February. And then finally we get this Ace of Wands, which is this brand new emotional energy. It's brand new energy coming in, and it's a new start. It's a spark. For some people, as I said, this could be love. And if it is love for you, yes, there may be a certain amount of it's not uncertainty. It's like something might be holding you back, let's say. But what we see here is, you know, you don't think about other people, think about you, think about how do you feel, because it's not going to make any bloody difference I don't get that. Just because it makes them unhappy, you would rather restrict yourself and say, no, I'll make them happy and I'll just be the one who's miserable. Well, I would say to my mother, and I'm saying to you, you know what? It's time for you to actually do what makes you happy. It's time for you to do what makes you feel good. It's time for you to notice how you're feeling. And when I say good and happy, that's something that's different for everybody. And you have to be honest with yourself. And there's a huge amount of inner conflict for you. There's a huge amount of inner conflict, but we have the spark and the excitement of the potential for feeling differently about yourself, identifying differently for yourself. That's empowering. That is very empowering. Let's look at March. And I can't believe I'm saying March. It's still January when I'm recording this. Let's look at March. Well, end of Feb and begin in the first week of March. Okay, so we've got Temperance, Six of Swords, Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords. Oh my God, they ain't flipping. They ain't playing now. 5, 6, 7. By the way, that's a 5. 14. So 5, 6, and 7s. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Fives indicate change, destruction, recreation. 6 is about appreciation. Change, appreciation. 7 is questions, change, appreciation, questions. Change, appreciation, mystery, change, shifting, power, balance. mystery, power, balance, mystery, power, balance, mystery. Yeah, you need, if you're interested, I'd watch Aries as well, because theirs was 4, 5, and 6, and yours is 5, 6, and 7, which is very interesting. Just in that there is, I said this to them as well, there's potentially, when we see temperance, there's potentially a level of frustration, because with temperance, it's as if I know what I want, I think I know what I want, I'm doing what I want, I think I'm doing what I want. When should I move? We only move, it's the kind of mindfulness. So we're completely engaged with what we're thinking, how we're feeling at any given moment with when the energy of temperance is about. And that can be quite, I mean, I live mindfully, so obviously I know how intense mindfulness is. You'll only get a nice little snippet of it for the for end of Feb, beginning of March. But what it means is that you ain't doing things for the sake of doing them. You ain't doing them because that's what you used to do. You ain't doing them because that's what everyone wants you to do. You ain't doing them because that's what will bring you success. You'll only move when it feels appropriate for you to move. Now, depending on where you are spiritually, you might understand what that means or not. But believe me, for some people, they fight temperance. They fight the awareness of being mindful, and it's just more painful. And by that I mean, don't get afraid. I just mean, you might have muscle ache, for example, or you might not be able to, you might be a bit more tired, you might be sleeping a bit longer, for example, things like that. Because actually temperance demands your conscious engagement with your situation and circumstance right this second. That's why for some it can feel frustrating. That's why for some it can feel intense. But ultimately, this is a healing energy. Awareness brings healing. What do I always say? If you don't know, you can't grow. Well, you can't avoid knowing when we see temperance. So if you try to avoid it all you want, Leo. It is coming. The awareness is coming in. And what the awareness brings in for you in March is this, finally. Yeah, the nice calm waters of the Six of Swords. Yeah, your mind finally chills out, calms down. You feel like you get it now. You feel like you're a lot more. You're able to move on. You're able to move forward. You're able to grasp changes or grasp opportunities, or you're able to see yourself in a different way. And this is important because ultimately, you got to take care of you. Like, listen, as I said, my mum, there's 8 of us, brothers and sisters. We all love each other and we all love my mum. However, she comes first, and she never puts herself first. I'm not saying you don't. You might be the opposite way. You might be all about you and not about anybody else, and you never actually think about how that you've never ever thought about how that affects other people. Maybe yours is the 180. Maybe that's the change for you, where you actually do start thinking about them. What I'm saying is, it's a change that's coming through, and we create karma by the things that we do, but also by the things that we avoid doing, the things that we do not do. So you might be like my mum or the exact opposite of my mum. Either way, there's going to be a shift, because you've both created your own karma. So for my mum, it's time for her to look after herself and look after number one, which she never does. She always looks after everybody else. And if you're the opposite as my mum, then it's time for you to take care of everybody else and stop bloody because you've had enough time bloody focused on you. It's about time. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's that type of energy. So that's the type of shift that's coming in. And when we read like this, when I read intuitively, and I'm all about the energies, me. That's what I'm about. I'm all about you, your path, your spiritual path, your journey, the journey that you're going to be taking, how you're growing spiritually. That's what I'm about. And so when we're looking at, when we're facing this type of sort of subject or topic, it's not easy. It's not easy to know that, I have to start to face up to things. But you've been doing it with the universe as introduced us very slowly from 2016. And then 2019 came, and it was like we all got a slap round the head. And now Now, believe me, year number 4, 2020, you are ready and able to be more you. That's the whole point of why we're here. The whole point of why we're here is to just engage more and more and more every single day, every single year, every single lifetime, to engage more and more and more with our reality, with our existence, and that means a lot. Reality and existence, not just of the physical but of the non-physical, of the feelings, of the thoughts, of the desires, of the ideas, as well as of the body, as well as of everybody else. Yeah, so this is why we are here, to have these experiences. So you need to engage with them, and you do engage with them this year, this month. Then we've got two sevens here. We've got 777. I'm going to just look up 777 for you. 3 sevens. Oh God. Agreements, contracts, alliances. So this is it. You're going to come to a consensus with yourself. You're gonna start to accept these things, which is really good. And we see that here with the 7 of Wands. First of all, this is you holding on to something that you have learned. Think about it. This is like the staff that the fool holds over his shoulder. This is who I am. This is who you are. And it's about time that you started to you recognize this in what you need to do. Whether it's like whether you like my mum or the exact opposite, you know. You recognize what that is need to do, and that's the thing that's going to propel you forward from now going through March. They're going to propel you forward. What you've learned is going to propel you forward. This is who I am, what I know about myself, what I'm passionate about, what makes sense to me, what excites me, what motivates me. I'm holding on to that, and that's going to be the thing that propels me forward from it through March. That's what that card represents. And then finally we've got the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords is about your again, thoughts, mind, clarity, consciousness, communication. But what do I think? Why do I think this? Again, we're avoiding. There could be an avoidance of the truth in some way. We're not wanting to see the truth. So if this was my mum, for example, this could be, I keep using my mum as an example. If this is my mum, for example, this could be that she does meet somebody at the club. She always goes to the club in Preston. Anyway, she goes to the club, you know, and she could meet somebody and she could actually really like this person, but she's like, oh my God, like this is her not accepting that she likes this person, not thinking that she likes this person, pretending that she doesn't like this person. This could be my mum doing that. And this is you. When we see the number 7, this is you. You've got to try to understand why you think the way you think. Remember, number 7 is I am, I understand. That's the affirmation for number 7, right? Number 7 is the number of mystery, which means how do I navigate my life path? How do I move forward? How do I get from point A to point B? And because it's your thoughts, your mind, your awareness. This is that. What am I thinking? Why am I thinking this? Is this the truth? Am I letting myself see everything? Am I letting myself know everything? This is that energy here. So I'll be interested and intrigued to see as we enter March for real and we look at your March in detail exactly where we end up. It's a month of it's an interesting month for the fire signs. February, March, interesting month for the fire signs, because it's looking for you guys as though it's quite a spiritual, you're having quite a spiritual shift in a sense of your spirituality, your intuition, your divine feminine, basically, all that stuff that I talked about right at the beginning with the Eve, that all that stuff is being recast and reformed and it's shaping a new kind of you, a new way that you're going to be living, a new way that you're going to be engaging with the world. That new identity is forming, but it's just in the ether, in the ether at the moment, until it will form, and then you can make sense of who you are now today. But allow this to anchor you. Allow yourself to feel it, to recognize it, to acknowledge it, because it's that anchors you in the moment. What anchors you in the moment, even when it's challenging, is our awareness and our acknowledgement and our acceptance. That's what anchors us in this moment, okay? So even if you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, well, where are you? Then be where you are. Are you sat in a room? Then be sat in the room. Are your feet touching the floor? Then feel your feet touching. There's no point being in your head somewhere thinking about the worst case scenario or what everyone else is going to think or what happened in the past or where I used to be or da-da-da-da-da. This is a card of mindfulness, so be mindful. Notice where you are. That will anchor you in the moment, and that will help you to navigate through the month of Feb. Okay, my darlings, I hope you like that reading. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And all that stuff. Subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be... Don't forget, you can follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram, on Facebook, Key Wisdom Tarot. We'll be looking way back to the 11th century. We'll be looking at some of maybe the Kabbalah as well. We'll be looking at some of the origins, really. And actually Masonry, Freemasonry. Oh, yeah. There's links, babe. There's links. We'll be looking at some of the origins of the tarot, where these meanings come from and why we get these interpretations, etc., etc., etc. That's on Instagram and on Facebook, so check that out. I've not started yet. I will be soon. I'll also add some videos as well into the Key Wisdom playlist about the similar subjects. You will find in the Key Wisdom playlist everything mindfulness, meditation, Reiki, and tarot. So check those out, my darlings. Okay, it is time for me to leave you now, Leos. I hope you enjoy this month. I hope you enjoy February. Some of you are going to have love coming in, so I hope you enjoy February. I hope you enjoy March, and I will see you all again at the end of February with your brand new readings. Take care, my darlings. Bye.